Imagine walking through a beautiful forest. You see a small mushroom growing beside a tree. It looks harmless, it doesn't look dangerous, there is no warning sign, no bright red label, nothing to tell you that this tiny mushroom could contain a deadly poison. But some mushrooms contain toxins powerful enough to seriously damage the liver, kidneys, or nervous system. And here's the frightening part. Some poisonous mushrooms can look surprisingly similar to edible ones. So, why can some mushrooms kill you? What happens inside your body after eating a poisonous mushroom? And why can't you simply cook the mushroom to make it safe? Today, we're going inside the fascinating and sometimes deadly world of poisonous mushrooms. There are thousands of species of mushrooms and other fungi around the world. Some are delicious, some are useful in medicine, some help forests recycle nutrients, and some contain powerful toxins. These toxins are chemicals produced naturally by certain fungi. They aren't designed specifically to kill humans. Instead, they may help the fungus defend itself from animals and other organisms. The problem is, our bodies can react very badly to some of these chemicals. And poisonous mushrooms don't always look frightening. Some can be brown, some can be white, some can look almost exactly like mushrooms that people normally eat. That's why identifying wild mushrooms simply by appearance can be extremely difficult. One of the most dangerous groups of mushroom toxins is called amatoxins. They are found in some species of amanita and related fungi. One well-known example is the death cap mushroom. Amatoxins can interfere with an essential process inside our cells. They can block an enzyme called RNA polymerase II. This enzyme helps cells produce important proteins. Without enough of these proteins, cells begin to malfunction. Some organs are especially vulnerable. The liver can be severely damaged. The kidneys can also be affected. And that's what makes these mushrooms so dangerous. The poison isn't simply causing a stomachache. It can interfere with the basic machinery that keeps your cells alive. Here's one of the most dangerous things about certain poisonous mushrooms. The person may initially feel better, even after becoming seriously poisoned. After eating a toxic mushroom, symptoms may begin with nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, and diarrhea. It might seem like a severe stomach infection, but after the initial symptoms improve, the toxins may continue damaging internal organs. A person might think, "I'm feeling better now," but the danger may not be over. This delayed pattern is one reason suspected mushroom poisoning should be taken seriously. Some mushroom toxins can cause serious organ damage before the person realizes how dangerous the situation is. Not every poisonous mushroom attacks the same part of the body. Different mushrooms contain different toxins. Some primarily affect the liver. Others can damage the kidneys. Some affect the nervous system. Certain toxins can cause confusion, dizziness, hallucinations, muscle problems, or changes in heart rate. Other poisonous mushrooms may cause severe gastrointestinal symptoms. So when someone says that mushroom is poisonous, it doesn't tell the whole story. The real question is, what toxin does it contain? And what does that toxin do inside the human body? You might think, if a mushroom is poisonous, maybe cooking it will make it safe. Unfortunately, that isn't something you can rely on. Some mushroom toxins are resistant to normal cooking temperatures, so boiling, frying, or baking does not necessarily make a poisonous mushroom safe to eat. Drying also doesn't automatically eliminate every dangerous toxin. That's why cooking should never be treated as a way to make an unidentified wild mushroom safe. The safest rule is simple: never eat a wild mushroom unless it has been reliably identified as edible. Nature doesn't always give dangerous organisms an obvious warning. A poisonous mushroom doesn't need bright colors, sharp teeth, or a threatening appearance. Some deadly species can look ordinary. That's because their toxins are chemical defenses. The mushroom doesn't need to scare you away. The toxin does the job after it is eaten. This creates a fascinating example of evolution. Over millions of years, different fungi developed different chemical compounds. Some became useful to humans, others became harmful, and a few developed toxins that can be extraordinarily dangerous. One of the biggest mistakes people can make is assuming if animals eat it, humans can eat it too. That's not a reliable rule. Animals and humans can respond differently to chemicals. Another dangerous assumption is, I've eaten this mushroom before, so this one must be safe. Mushrooms can vary in appearance depending on their age, environment, and growing conditions, and two different species can sometimes look remarkably similar. That's why professional identification can require examining several characteristics, not just color or shape. Despite the danger of some species, mushrooms are incredibly important to life on Earth. Fungi help break down dead plants and animals. They recycle nutrients back into ecosystems. Many plants depend on fungi living around their roots. And humans use fungi to make food, medicines, enzymes, and many other products. So poisonous mushrooms aren't bad organisms. They're simply part of nature. The same kingdom that gives us delicious foods and useful medicines also contains species with powerful chemical defenses. So, why can some mushrooms kill you? Because certain species contain powerful natural toxins. Some can damage the liver, others can affect the kidneys or nervous system, and some can interfere with the fundamental processes happening inside our cells. The most frightening part isn't that poisonous mushrooms exist. It's that some of them can look completely ordinary. So the next time you see a mushroom growing in the wild, don't judge it by its appearance. Nature doesn't always show you what's dangerous. Sometimes, the most dangerous thing in the forest can be something that looks completely harmless, a tiny mushroom, with chemistry powerful enough to change everything.
If you're interested in discovering the hidden science behind everyday fruits, for more fascinating stories about fruits, vegetables, nutrition, and the incredible wonders of nature, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join Harvest Facts.